the plan for Ruben as far as bringing him along? What are you putting on his plate at this point?
He's in great shape. He could have won today. He could have won first day he was allowed back. But just like all the other guys, they've had a due process, a phase 1, phase 2, going through the different phases of the off season. So we're just giving them a chance to get back into it. Don't rush them. There's no need, and hopefully we can get them practicing soon.
Were there any was there contact you had with him during the time that he was away to kind of keep him up to speed with what you guys have been installing?
No.
Of that nature?
What kind of level of excitement did he have when he came back last week?
We're all excited, and the whole organization matches his enthusiasm. So and it's not just because of Ruben the player, but Ruben the person is, for people who don't know him and who don't have the privilege to know him, really don't understand what a great human being he actually is.
Is the hope still to spot
We'd like to. Yeah, it's a work in progress. We've got a pretty good group of inside linebackers, so we're going to let it play out the way it needs to. So they're all learning how to be communicators, and so we're setting it up to make sure that the two best linebackers are on the football field.
Is Malcolm Smith playing a lot of the mic just because he hasn't played that in the past?
He's played Mike. People, when he was at Oakland, he played Mike. So he's used to communicating. He knows our defense more than just about as good as anybody. So he's able to work through that communication. We've got a lot of young guys, so it just eases the minds of everybody around them when you've got a guy in the middle who can make the call, be vocal. And with Brock down and all our young guys, we just, again, everyone's learning how to be the communicator and play that mic. Because as we've said before, that Mike and Will they're pretty interchangeable. So if he has to switch back to Will, we're not worried about him being able to from a schematic standpoint.
With Ruben last year, he only had much participation because of the shoulder. With him jumping into drills maybe next week or a mini camp or beyond, the fact that he has a year under his belt in this system, how do you think that's going to help him get that transition?
It'll help. If he gets one snap of practice, that'll be more than what he got a year ago, like you said. So we're excited he's here. We're excited that he's working. We're excited that he's in meetings. So and he's excited, and the guys, his teammates are excited. So getting him up to speed won't take as long. And I can promise you, when he gets out there, he's going to be like fireball. So it'll be cool to see.
I feel no player more embodied your all gas, no brakes than him. He was so proud of it last year. He seemed to always bring an energy into the room. Did you feel a bounce last Thursday when he came back in?
Yeah, the guys, we were talking about it the other day. We have a really, really good team on offense, defense, special teams in terms of men who just want to work, do things the right way. And so they're actually bringing the juice every day they are. There's a lot less coaching with regards to run to the ball and play with that energy and that effort because they're bringing it themselves. They're the locker room's kind of taken over from that regard, and that's what's really cool about this group. So the excitement for Ruben is there, no doubt, but like the overall bringing energy and juice, that those guys in the locker room have really taken that over.
How's Jimmy Ward played at cornerback, and what's going to be the plan with him when Richard comes back?
Jimmy's in competition, just like there's no promises. So the plan is status quo. He's going to play corner, and he's going to get reps, and he's going to compete. And I know it sounds like coach speak, but the two best corners will play corner. So it's do I doubt Sherm will return to form? No, I don't doubt it at all. I think he's going to come back and he's going to play great, and it's going to be a really good competition. There's a Kello on the other side who's competing. So there's nothing set in stone for that spot, and it's good that the group that John, Kyle, Martin, and Adam Peters have put together is a really good group of guys that can all compete.
Is he only playing corner during OTAs?
Yes.
He hasn't been getting any reps since the
No.
Do you envision that being a possibility when training camp starts?
It could be. When you're trying to get somebody acclimated to a position, they need reps. It's very hard to ask a guy to play corner nickel when he needs to get reacclimated to playing corner again. And Jimmy is a very, very talented football player, and he's doing a lot of great things, but there's an adjustment period. He's got to relearn a position. So we want to make sure that we give him every opportunity to do that.
Can you talk a little bit about the influence of Richard Sherman as a coach on the field?
Sherm, God, I love that guy, man. He's, you know, he really is a great leader. Again, it's the same thing. Like, for people who actually get to work with him on a day-to-day basis, you really actually understand who he is and where he comes from when he does speak. He's a tremendous leader. He's got tremendous knowledge of football, and he's got all these little player tricks that he can share with these guys. And we've got such a young group that when he does speak, they do listen. And but the great thing about him is he's always backed it up, and not only from a playing standpoint, but from a mental standpoint, from an effort standpoint, from a studying standpoint, just in general as a football player, he's always backed it up. So that's what makes his words even more powerful than some who don't embody that. No, he's the plan for Solomon's the same. He's on the edges during base downs, and he'll come in and rush a passer on the inside. And we're very excited about Solomon and what he's been showing. He's really starting to understand the pass rush part of it in terms of attacking half a man and taking away space with his get off. So, you know, those guys rushing as a unit, it's starting to take shape, and you can see where it's going to head. And hopefully, with Solomon, you know, people are going to look at production, but I think he's going to be a lot better. Production or not, he's going to be a much better football player this year. No. He'll be fine once training camp comes. Those football players, their weights always fluctuate, so I'm not worried about his weight.
PETA last year was talking about you guys wanting to have him put on about 10 pounds, and he looks bigger. Has he met where you guys want him to be physically?
Yeah, he looks really good. He still has a great get off. His pass rush is starting to come together. We've got him playing a little bit of Sam linebacker, so the mental part is an adjustment for him. So he's got to learn that stuff. But PETA does everything 110 miles an hour. So it's I don't think it'll take him very long to figure it all out.
Coach had talked about Eli doing both Sam and Leo. Is PETA, you know, one of those doing both?
Same thing. So PETA, Dakota, Cassius Marsh, Eli Harold, it's like we said, the Sam and the Leo, they're interchangeable. And we want to make sure that in base downs, those Leos are on the football field and giving up a little bit of size in exchange for a little bit more pass rush. So those guys are taking to it, and they're figuring it out. And Eli is doing a great job along with Marsh, PETA, and Dakota. They're all doing a really nice job. So yeah, to get them more Leo reps for sure.
How much more comfortable overall as a group do you think these guys are in the second full off season of the system as opposed to when you first came here and were installing it last year?
They're much more comfortable. You're still going to learn. There's a lot of aha moments for the guys because they start piecing things together, and now that we can reset and slow it down, and they understand the day one install, they can see how it all ties together, rather than going through the season and then figuring it out as the year went. You could see the light come on for a lot of whys on why we do things, and because of it, you'll see a lot. They'll play faster, they'll communicate quicker, they'll see formations quicker, and so it is cool. You are seeing a lot of carryover.
Are you seeing that with Solomon, especially given that he didn't show up till training camp last week?
For sure. So Solomon's big thing is that he's got when you come in as a first-year rookie and you're trying to create an identity for yourself, that's always the hardest part, especially as a pass rusher. And so Solomon's really starting to understand who he is as a pass rusher, and he's starting to work that, and you can see it. You can see it coming to fruition with him. It's and I know we're early in training OTAs, and so there's still a long way to go, but he's on the right path. He's doing the right things, and so we'll see, especially when Pats come on.
Your staff, Nico Ryans in particular, what did you like about the job he did for you last year?
D'Amico, he did a great job last year supporting Johnny. Johnny got the bump up to run game specialist. He does an unbelievable job breaking down opponent run game and making sure that our fronts are set the right way, and making sure that we understand our run fits, and having that all organized for game plan week and really through OTAs. And D'Amico, He's just got great presence to him. He's very, very smart. He wants to do things the right way, so he's full of questions. He is the three most dangerous words in football are "I got it," and as soon as you think you have it, you're going to go backwards. And he's a guy that has never lived that, even as a player. He's never lived in an "I got it" world. He's always trying to go further. And so with D'Amico, he hasn't even scratched the surface of what he's capable of as a football coach. So, it's a really smart group, They have talent, for sure, but their ability to absorb, take in all that information that we're giving them and apply it to the football field and still play fast and use their athleticism this fast, this quickly, is pretty cool. But I always hold judgment on a rookie until pads come on, because a lot of things change.
That's just Marsh. You targeted to bring back this offseason. So how's he been so far?
He's been great. When he first got here, if I remember right, we talked about that he is the definition of all gas, no brake. I mean, the guy's just on tilt the entire whenever he's in the building. So he's even though he got the contract extension, he still embodies that. I mean, he wants to do more. He's always bugging. I shouldn't say bugging, but he's always asking to do more. So it's having him is great.
Skip and what he brings to the pass rush.
Between him and Skanina, they're doing a great job, both of them. They really are, with regards to just creating an identity of what we need to be on defense. When you look at the overall structure of our defense, there's no gray area in the way we teach. The run game is fit exactly the way we fit it. Our coverages, there's no gray area. There's no gray area in our alignment. So there's a very defined role for everybody. When it got to pass rush, between Skanina and Coach Kiffin, they're doing a very, very good job eliminating all the gray area in pass rush, creating a black and white picture so those guys understand exactly what job each person has, so they can learn how to play off of each other and they can rush as a unit. And so between those guys, they're doing a great job early. I think our guys, the players, are starting to understand exactly what it's supposed to look like, and so we're excited. We're excited to see what those guys are capable of once they learn how to rush as a unit.
Regarding the pass rush, you might have potential, but I don't think there's a guy with more than 10 career sacks on the roster. Why are you, if you are convinced, why do you think there's enough pass rush on the team right now?
You look at Buck, you look at Solomon. There's enough talent on our D-line. These guys, with football players, the difference between the top guy and the next guy is very, very little. And we do think Buck is a dominant football player. We think Solomon's got great upside. Eric's still got a tremendous upside, a ceiling that he hasn't even touched yet. And then you look at all the Leos between Eli, Dakota, Peta, Cassius, Atachu, even Ronnie Blair rushing on the inside. There's a lot of guys. I can name all of them, but they're all fighting to show something so they can get opportunities to rush a passer this year. And sometimes, when you're able to rush as a group, as a unit, especially with the way it's being designed, they can be very effective as a unit. They can, and so not every team has a Joey Bosa or Von Miller where they can just take a complete game over. But there's a lot of teams that have 4 really good rushers, and they are very effective rushing the passer, and that's what we're trying to build to be. And we do, and who knows? You might be surprised. There might be a star out of the bunch. I have a feeling there might be. So.
Is strong safety part of the start?
There's a lot of youth behind Tart and Colbert. So there's between those young guys, someone's got to step up, and we've got a lot of faith in what we have in the with that group. There's 3 guys that haven't even been able to practice this offseason so far because of injuries. So between Chancellor James, Don Jones, and the rookie we took from Florida, but so yeah, there is a lot of youth, and those backup spots are definitely open. Yeah, training camp.
Look at Fred Warner's skill set. Do you see a guy that can potentially do more than just inside linebacker based on what he did at BYU?
No, he'll be an inside linebacker. If you're with more, I guess I'm not understanding the question.
Oh, well, I mean, they had a special position for him at BYU. It was kind of like a strong side linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing.
That defensive structure doesn't really translate to things we do. One thing that's been very encouraging, because he's played outside, you never really you see glimpses of what he looked like behind the ball, and because of the way offenses are played in college, you really never get to see him go through keys and feel his gap, feel the run game, and go through a process of what we ask our linebackers to go through. And early on, he's shown really good heavy hands, which is a great, pleasant surprise. And then his ability to read and diagnose and do all those things have been really, really good. Now he's just got to continue to build, continue to take all that information that we're giving him, and just keep going faster, faster, and faster, and start implementing. And when Pat's come on, we'll see. So but he's been good so far. Let's put it that way.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.